guys, it's your girl Shamika and welcome to my channel Live, Love, Life, and Travel. And today we are going to talk about being a female solo traveler. I talked about my other video about being a solo traveler, but there is a difference between being a male solo traveler and then being a female solo traveler. So a lot of women may be out there saying, yeah, but is it safe for a woman to travel alone? I'm not trying to put the feminist movement back 20 years or anything, but there are certain countries that, from my understanding, is just not as safe for a female to travel by themselves, like parts of Africa and South America. Southeast Asia, on the other hand, I do feel like it is perfectly safe for a female to travel solo, and I've actually run into many female travelers who solo, so it's completely safe. But I just want to talk a little bit about my experiences, because there are some instances where you can feel like it would be better to have a partner. I can share a story just to like put it out there. If you are a female and you travel alone, you still have to use your common sense and you still have to sort of like remember to be safe. So I was taking a bus from Phuket to Bangkok, and I was trying to take a train to Phuket to Bangkok, and somehow we got the stations mixed up and I ended up at the bus station instead of the train station. But they were like, well, you don't have a choice because you can't get to the train station on time and the bus is leaving right now, so you have to make a decision right now if you're going to jump on this bus or you're just going to miss your trip back to Bangkok altogether. So I decided to just jump on the bus, and it was the very last, well, it seemed like it was one of the last tickets that they were selling. So I jumped on the bus, and as soon as I got on the bus I felt uncomfortable because they set me way in the back of the bus by myself with all Indian men. Not to say anything about Indian men, I'm just saying if it was all men in general I would feel uncomfortable, because I was like situated in the back of the bus where I was like in the corner and I'm short, so the seat was covering me. So if anybody was looking from the front, the middle to the back of the bus, would not be able to see me whatsoever. And it was going to be dark soon, and I was just kind of like, this is a little uncomfortable. And what made it more uncomfortable was the men's behavior. So when I sat down, the younger guy was sort of sitting like this far from me, like a little bit of room, but not much, and he even seemed a bit uncomfortable. And then he got up shortly after I sat down, and he changed seats with the older gentleman, who literally sat skin to skin to me. Like, there was no reason why he needed to sit that close to me, and I felt very uncomfortable. And I'm sad to say I don't feel like I made the right decision. I kind of, in a way, froze, and I was like, I don't know what to do. Should I stop the bus? Should I scream? Should I say something? If I stop the bus now, am I getting my luggage? Like, how am I gonna get back to Bangkok? Like, who's gonna pick me up? Like as soon as I sat down, very shortly after that, the bus sort of just started taking off, and so I couldn't think fast enough, and it felt very uncomfortable. And so I felt like if I was a man in that situation, or if I was with the man or another woman, I wouldn't have felt so unsafe. Fortunately, one of the bus attendants walked back. She walked back there when I first sat down, and she should have just glanced at me and walked away, and I didn't think she thought anything of it. But 5 minutes later, she came back and she pointed to me and she said, get up, get up. She moved me and switched seats with me, and she had a guy sit in the back, and she had me move up to the middle and sit with a woman, which was like a godsend, and I was so grateful. And there's another reason why I don't think Thais are racist, because like if she hated black people, she would have just left my black ass behind and let me sit back there and be all uncomfortable. But she saw that it was an inappropriate situation to sit me, a woman, by myself in the back with all these men, and it's going to be dark and no one can see me. It was just inappropriate, and she saw that and she moved me. I wish I can tell you that I made appropriate steps for myself. I wish I could say that I got up and I said, no, like, this isn't right, this isn't appropriate, I'm moving, I'm getting off the bus, whatever I need to do, I'm not going to keep myself in an uncomfortable situation. But I didn't. But I'm saying that because if you're a female, if you were traveling and you're a female, like, don't be scared to have a voice and say something, because you don't want to put or keep yourself in a situation like that. There's other situations like I mentioned before. Being a solo traveler is just being like dropped off in the city 3 o'clock in the morning by yourself. There's no one else there. Would I feel a bit safer if I had like a 6-foot bodyguard with me? Probably, yeah. But I'm not saying like women need men, but I do feel like in some instances, if I'm being surrounded by guys, like it would be better for a strong man to fight them off than myself. So yeah, or other, like another instance where I was in Phuket and I stayed at the Phuket Capsule Hostels, which is a really good hostel, so don't let this story reflect them. But one of the owners, or one of the architects of the building, invited me out for drinks, and we all went out for drinks, and it was me and a friend, but then like halfway through my friend got tired and I continued having drinks with the guy who owned the building and his friend, and then he invited another friend and then his girlfriend. So it was all of us, and we were drinking and we were having a good time, and we were going from bar to bar to bar. And then I got invited back to the apartment, and I felt like, okay, there's a girl there, even though I'm pretty sure it's a lady boy, but it doesn't matter. There was a girl there, lady boy, girl, same. She was there. I felt like, okay, it's fine, like ties are friendly, whatever. When I get there, we're drinking some beers and we're looking at some videos, and then I had this really good idea to like, let's watch a Nicki Minaj video, because I think it's funny to show Thai people Nicki Minaj videos because they've never seen it, they don't know who she is, and I love to see their reactions, ha ha ha. So I showed it, but I think it gave the wrong impression. Right after I showed it, the other guy that was there started coming on to me and like touching my behind, and I was just kind of like, no. He kept doing it, no. He kept doing it, no. He kept doing it. And so I was like, okay, I need to get myself out of this situation, and I didn't want to make a scene. I didn't want to get up and be really dramatic and like yelling and screaming, because I didn't want to feel like I was disrespecting them or trying to say in some way I was better than them, which if that was what I needed to do, get out of the situation, I would have, but I was trying to think smarter, not harder. And so I went up to the person that brought me to the party, the person who owned the hostel, and said, look, I feel uncomfortable. I'm not gonna have sex with your friend. Can you please take me back? And he said, oh my gosh, yes, I thought you were uncomfortable, but I wasn't sure. I'll take you back right away. And he did. And so bringing up that story is basically just like, you need to still have a strong head on your shoulder. You still need to be able to speak up for yourself, and you still don't put yourself in bad situations. And I probably maybe didn't put myself in the best situation. Other than that, traveling through Thailand is fine. I think also maybe like, because I think sometimes Thais are still in traditional gender roles where the man is the head and the woman takes care of the kids and cook. And so sometimes I feel like maybe when you're trying to buy something or negotiate with someone, that like they don't respect you as much because you're a woman, and maybe if you had a guy with you, you get a better deal. They listen. I'm not sure, maybe I'm wrong. Other than that, I feel like being a female solo traveler through Southeast Asia and Thailand is totally fine. You just have common sense and be smart, and don't put yourself in situations where you feel uncomfortable. And if you do, please speak up for yourself and do what you need to do to make sure that you are okay. So that is it. Just a nice little short video touching on that topic. If you have any questions for me, feel free to ask any questions. If you have any general comments or any stories of your own as a female solo traveler, please feel free to comment below. If you like my video, like it. If you want to follow me through this journey, please subscribe. Thank you from Live, Love, Life, and Travel.